In today's video, we are going to talk about Chandrayaan-3, background of Chandrayaan-3, spacecraft design of Chandrayaan-3, about launch, orbit, descent of Chandrayaan-3, why 14 days is important for Chandrayaan-3, how will Chandrayaan help us in future, is Chandrayaan waste of money? We are going to talk about all these topics in our today's video titled What is Chandrayaan-3? So first, let's understand about Chandrayaan-3. Chandrayaan-3 is a Sanskrit term which means mooncraft. It is the third Indian lunar mission under the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO. It consists of a lander named Vikram and a rover named Pragyan, similar to those of the Chandrayaan-2 mission. The module carried the lander and rover to lunar orbit in preparation for a powered descent by the lander. Chandrayaan-3 was launched on 14th July 2023. The spacecraft entered lunar orbit on 5th August and the lander touched down in the lunar South Pole region on 23rd August 2023 at 12:32 UTC, making India proud because India became the fourth country to successfully land on the moon and the first to do so near the lunar South Pole. So let's understand about the background of Chandrayaan. On 22nd July 2019, ISRO launched Chandrayaan-2 on board a launch vehicle Mark III LVM-3 launch vehicle consisting of an orbiter, a lander and a rover. The lander was scheduled to touch down on the lunar surface on 6 September 2019 to deploy the Pragyan rover. The lander ultimately crashed when it lost contact with Earth, ISRO. And the lunar South Pole region holds particular interest for scientific due to studies that show a large amount of ice there. Mountain and unpredictable lightning conditions not only protect the ice from melting but also make landing scientific probes that are challenging undertaking. This ice could contain solid state compounds that would normally melt under warmer conditions elsewhere on the moon, compounds which could provide insight into lunar, earth and solar system history. Ice could also be used as a source of drinking water and hydrogen for fuel and oxygen for future manned missions and outposts. The European Space Tracking Network ES-TRAC, operated by the European Space Agency ESA, is supporting the mission. Under a new cross-support arrangement, ESA tracking support could be provided for upcoming ISRO missions, such as those of India's first human spaceflight program, Gaganyaan, the Aditya L1 solar research mission. In return, future ESA missions will receive similar support from ISRO's own tracking stations. So now let's understand about the spacecraft design of Chandrayaan. It has three main components, but we will discuss only two. The lander. So first, let's discuss the lander. The Vikram lander. The Vikram lander is responsible for the soft landing on the moon. It is also box-shaped with 4 landing legs and 4 landing thrusters, capable of producing 800 newtons of thrust each. It carries the rover and various scientific instruments to perform on-site analysis. The lander for Chandrayaan-3 has 4 variable thrust engines with slew rate changing capabilities. Unlike Chandrayaan's 2 lander, which had 5 and fifth one being centrally mounted and capable only of fixed thrust, one of the main reasons for Chandrayaan-2's landing failure was altitude increase during the camera coasting phase. This was removed by allowing the lander to control attitude and thrust during all phases of descent. Attitude correction rate is increased from Chandrayaan-2 10% to 25% with Chandrayaan-3. Additionally, the Chandrayaan-3 lander equipped with a laser Doppler velocimeter (LDV) to allow measuring attitude in 3 directions. The impact legs have been made stronger compared to Chandrayaan-2 and instrumentation redundancy had been improved. It will target a more precise 4 km 2.5 mi by 4 km 2.5 mi landing region based on images previously provided by Orbit High Resolution Camera (OHRC) on board Chandrayaan's 2 orbiter. ISRO improved the structural rigidity, increased polling in instruments, increased data frequency and transmission, and added additional multiple contingency systems to improve lander survivability in the event failures during descent and landing. Now let's discuss the second part, which is the rover, the Pragyan rover. The Pragyan rover is 6-wheeled vehicle with a mass of 26 kilograms 57 pounds. It is 917 millimeters 3.009 feet into 750 millimeters 2.46 feet into 397 millimeters 1.30 feet in size. The rover is expected to take multiple measurements to support research into composition of the lunar surface, the presence of water, ice in the lunar soil, the history of lunar impacts, the evolution of the moon's atmosphere. Now let's discuss about launch, orbit and descent of Chandrayaan-3. Launch. Chandrayaan-3 was launched aboard on LVM-3 2M4 rocket on 14 July 2023 at 9:05 UTC from Satish Dhawan Space Center second launch pad in Andhra Pradesh, India, entering an Earth parking orbit with a prestige of 70 km 106 mi and an apogee of 36,500 km 22680 mi. Now let's talk about orbit. After a series of that placed Chandrayaan-3 in a translunar injection orbit, ISRO performed a lunar orbit insertion (LOI) on 5th August, successfully placing the Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft into orbit around the Sun. The LOI operation was carried out from the ISRO Telemetry Tracking and Command Network (ISTRAC) in Bengaluru. On 17th August, the Vikram lander separated from the propulsion module to begin the last phase of the mission. Now, let's talk about the descent. On 23rd August 2023, as the lander approached the low point of its orbit, into 4 engines fired as braking at 30 km 19 mi above the moon's surface. After 11.5 minutes, the lander was 7.2 4.5 miles above the surface. It maintained this attitude for about 10 seconds, then stabilized itself using 8 smaller thrusters and rotated from a horizontal to a vertical position while continuing its descent. It then used 2 of its 4 engines to slow its descent to roughly 150 meters 490 feet. It however there are about 30 seconds and located an optimal landing spot before continuing downward and touching down at 12:32 UTC. Now, you must heard about the 14 days related to Chandrayaan-3. Why is 14 days too important? Let's answer this question. It is widely known that the lander and the rover are working under a deadline pressure of next 14 Earth days. This deadline is critical as the rover Pragyan will significantly slow down after this time span, as the moon's sunlight cycle will come to an end and the night phase will initiate, which will continue to prevail for next 14 days. Considering the scarcity of sunlight during the night phase, it is quite certain that the modus operandi of the rover will face hindrances. Moreover, it has been reported that at night mercury level plummets to a destructive 808 degrees Fahrenheit or 133 degrees Celsius, which is apparently won't be convenient for the smooth functioning of the rover lander and the payloads. That's why these 14 days are very important for the Chandrayaan-3. So, now let's answer the question, how will Chandrayaan help us in future? Technological advancement. Chandrayaan-3 will contribute to technological advancements in various sectors including space research, engineering and communication. The mission will drive innovation and foster the development of new technologies which can be used in other industries. Many Indian people think, is Chandrayaan waste of money? The answer is absolutely not. The Chandrayaan-3 mission will give India's space exploration plans a solid boost, and it is cost effective too. So as we cheer the accomplishments of ISRO and its scientists for the incredible success of Chandrayaan-3, we also need to thank them for giving a head start to India. Now, let me also tell you one more fact, a shocking fact. Budget of Avengers Endgame was 29 Arab 38 crore 71 lakh and 77,000 rupees, Indian rupees, while the budget of Chandrayaan-3 is only 600 crore, which is much less than the movie Avenger Endgames. Hope you like this video. If you like it, kindly like this video, subscribe my channel and follow us for more updates.